Ready for Monday Mortgage Minute with your hosts, Tom McNamara and Bruce Woodburn.
All right, Monday.
Hello. Yes, and happy July.
Happy July. That brings up an important date for everybody to recognize. And I think we've got two important dates to cover today, don't we?
Well, two major things that I think are going to impact home buyers and home sellers and home people that live in homes,
Right.
especially people that live in HOAs, right?
Yep.
So we're going to cover two really important things. Let's talk about the big one. I think first is Hometown Heroes.
All right. So Hometown Heroes, a state-funded program, got $100 million infused into it today. I bet you I'm going to put my money on it. No more than 4 weeks, it'll be gone. It might be in 3. So we'll see. I registered several transactions this morning that we've been waiting on. And
Sure.
you and I have one in the works right now. If it wasn't for Hometown Heroes, these people couldn't buy. They
No, they
could
weren't.
not buy.
And what's interesting is, a lot of times you hear about these down payment assistance programs and you're like, oh, that's good. It's helping somebody that really can't afford a home. These people can afford a home.
Absolutely.
They just it's the down payment that was killing them.
They couldn't come up with the down payment. So Hometown Heroes, we're getting them a chunk of change. I think it's like $15,000 if I'm not mistaken. But
Well, not only that, Bruce, but I got them I got them sellers concessions on closing costs. They're going to get into this house for about $2,000.
yeah.
Total. That's including all the inspections.
That's even include. So as far as the mortgage is concerned and all that, I think they're into it for like $650. The rest was just inspections and things that they had to do.
Because they had septic, well, water, actual water inspection. They did everything, right?
That makes me feel great when we help people like that. It really does. It makes me feel so good because this is a couple that came to one of our seminars that we did. And, the guidelines had changed in Hometown Heroes from the last time it was out. And man, I tell you what, we looked at that and we went, ooh, I don't think you're going to make it now.
Well, right. Because one of them doesn't work for a Florida company.
Right.
And so we thought we lost it because of that new rule about the company had to actually be in Florida.
Yep. Hometown Heroes requires that your company that you work for have a base in Florida, meaning that they're paying taxes in the state, right? So one of them does and one of them doesn't, but that's all we needed is the one.
All you need is one. That's right. So so that worked out great for them. They're going to close in a couple of weeks on a beautiful new home, and so super happy about that for them. So you think the program's going to run out of money in 4 weeks?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's about 4 weeks because remember, they opened it up to people that didn't have to be heroes, right? Meaning you're not a teacher, law enforcement veteran. You can be anybody. And as long as you make under $132,000 a year in most counties, it is driven by the area median income. It's 150% of the area median income. Which is extremely generous, more than any other down payment assistance program out there.
Yeah, most of them are under 100%, right? You have to.
Most of them are 80% of area median income, right? So, and you're a first-time home buyer, meaning you have not owned a primary residence in the last 3 years, and you've got a credit score of at least 640.
So I know there's a lot of other rules around that. So if anybody is interested in that, reach out to me. You can see my number down below. You can reach out to Bruce. His number's down below as well. We're both very versed in the program. We've closed a number of loans with it, and be happy to help anybody. Even if you're another agent, you don't understand it, give me a call. Give Bruce a call.
We'll be happy to help you out. Absolutely.
Yep. So the other thing that's big today is the new HOA rules. And man, I am seeing so many people that hate their HOA are ecstatic about these new rules.
Well, they can be pretty militant,
They can be. And I think this is, this is another example of, people, government coming in and actually solving a real problem. I something you don't see too often, right? But I mean, the HOAs just got a little too much power, got a little too out of hand, and the government just came in. Florida state government just came in and smacked their hands
Yeah.
and said things like, "You can't tell somebody they can't own a pickup truck,
Right.
right?" And you
And park
can't
it in the driveway.
and park it in the driveway. Exactly right. They are no longer allowed to restrict you from parking in the streets. Now, that's because the streets are owned by the city or the county, right? Who maintains them. If you're in a private community, in other words, a gated community, they may still be able to do that, right? I'm not 100% clear on that. I believe they still can. Um, but there's a lot of other little things, about like what they can and can't restrict, how they can fine, how they have to give you notice. There can't
So you
be
can park a pickup
surprises.
truck. You can park a pickup truck in your driveway right now, based on this new law that came
Right.
into effect, and I believe it was today, if I'm not
Today
mistaken.
is the day. Yep.
But there's more to it than that. Now, when I don't like the idea of having an HOA and having somebody bringing in a commercial vehicle, but I think as long as it's not 3 axles,
Yeah.
you can park even a business truck. So somebody could have a cube van in their driveway that they park every day. And
That's
I'm
right.
not crazy about that. To be
Yeah,
honest.
that one. I'm of two sides of that, right? Because I could have my $80,000 Toyota Tundra, and that wasn't allowed before, and right. But you're right. I don't necessarily want something with a giant crane on the back of it.
Right.
So
Well, and pickup trucks are the number one selling vehicle in America too. I mean, the number one. So
So the other thing though is that, and I don't have all the details on this. You can look at it. It's HB 59 and HB 293. There's all
yep.
kinds of different legislation. But the big thing is HOA board members have to go through training. There is all kinds of new accountability and
I know
training.
we're going to get an influx of people volunteering to be on the HOA committees now.
Absolutely, that's right. So I think it's going to take the power hungry Karens out of the HOA to a degree, right?
Yes.
So I think it could be good. And
Nothing worse than a power hungry Karen that is retired and has nothing better to do in her life than to
that's right.
make your life miserable.
That's right. And I'm sorry to all the people named Karen that are actually nice people. I'm sure there are some of you.
Well, we spell it with a Q, so
Quaren. That's good. That's good. So, hey, you were telling me about a new loan program that you have, or I'm not sure if it's new or if maybe it's a twist on it.
So
But
it's what it is. I look at it as a new and improved product. So, and it has to do with bridge loans. So we don't call it a bridge loan, but in all intents and purposes, it's a bridge loan. So most people don't end up getting bridge loans. I get a lot of calls on them, but a typical bridge loan would mean I own a home over here. And
mhm,
let's say it's worth 400,000. I owe 200 on it, right? And I
mhm,
want to buy a new home for $500,000, but I don't have the money to put down on that home. So I either have to sell mine first, or
mhm.
I have to maybe get an equity line. Well, lenders don't want to give equity lines on houses that are on the market. They won't even do it. If your house is on
Right,
the market, you're not getting an equity line on it.
right, right.
So they're in a dilemma. And then if you can get a bridge loan, you have to qualify for your old mortgage, your new mortgage, and the equity that you're pulling out of the old house.
All at the same time.
So now you got to qualify for 3 mortgages. Well, not very many people are going to qualify for that. It's just a lot
Right.
of debt to incur. So
Sure.
what we did is we created an entirely new bridge loan, very popular with people that may want to keep their home for a little longer, get settled into the new one, then fix the old one up to get top dollar for it, right?
Sure. Sure.
Or if you're buying new construction and your home may not be built for another 4 months, right? So
Right.
what we did is we created a bridge where I will give you up to 75% loan to value out of your current residence
Okay.
used to put down on the new one.
So you used an example of a $400,000 home that has $200,000 of a first lien. I can get 75% of the 200 that is equity, or 75% of the 400
You're going to get 75% of the 400 minus your current mortgage.
minus your current mortgage. Okay, so
Right.
75% of 400 which is 300 minus the
Right.
200 I owe. So
You
I'm
get
going to get
100 grand.
100K.
You get 100 grand out of it. So you still are sitting on 25% in equity in your
Right,
home when you
right. So
sell it.
you left, yeah, sure. So
So
okay,
now, but here's the beauty of this.
yeah,
That's a typical bridge. But
right.
here's the beauty. I do not count your current mortgage against you in your debt ratio or the equity that I give you out of it. So now all you have to do is qualify for the new home. And there's more, Tom.
Well, no, wait. So let me ask you this though, because the market is not as fast as it used to be. So what if I buy my new home, I close on my new home, I have my old home listed, and I don't sell it?
Well, that could be a dilemma then, couldn't it?
Yeah.
So here's what we've done. We want the listing agent to have that home on the market within 21 days of the closing of the new home.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if it does not sell within 120 days, I'll buy it
Whoa. Wait a
at
second.
full price,
At full price.
up to $2 million.
Wow. That's pretty crazy.
Okay. So
That's pretty crazy,
I
Bruce.
have a feeling they'll sell within 120 days. You got to sell
Sure.
it for market value,
Mhm.
right? But listen, this solves a lot of problems. If you're looking at new construction, you just don't want to move out of yours. You don't want the stress of trying to close simultaneously and, juggle a buyer and you as a seller at the same time. It
Right.
removes a lot of stress.
I got to say, I've heard of programs like this before, but the one thing that you're telling me that's very different, most of those programs that I've heard of, you're giving a severe discount to the lender if they have to buy the home.
Well, of course they do. These cash offers aren't cash offer at full price. They're usually at about 75%, if not
If
lower.
that,
Well,
if
if
that.
that, I'm giving you full price, baby. That's it. I'm going to give you
Wow.
full price on it. So
All
yeah,
right.
we're not going to go in there and do, hey, yeah, we're doing the offer stuff, and we're going to
Right.
give you pennies on the dollar. No, 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 no. Not going to
Wow.
happen.
That's incredible. And then obviously you're just going to turn around and say, you're going to own that home, turn around and sell it. And
Yeah. I'll
yeah.
just get you to keep the house on the market until you sell it.
This sounds great, but it isn't free, right?
No, well, there's always a cost to anything. If I'm going to buy it and put my money up on it, there's going to be a fee involved in it, but it's a nominal fee. And
Okay.
if you don't need the equity, but you don't qualify because your current mortgage is getting in your way or your debt ratio,
Mhm.
then the fee is lower because you're using your own money, but I'll still buy your home from you within 120 days.
Okay, so I can do this without having to use the equity program if I
You
have
don't
my.
need the equity, you save a bunch of money.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Sounds like anybody that's looking to both sell and buy this at this time, right, should probably look into this program at least to figure out what it's going to cost. Because everything has a cost. To me, it's always about time, money, and convenience. Those are the three
Absolutely.
factors, right? Whenever I think about something, it's like how much money is it going to cost me, or how much time am I going to spend on it, or how convenient is it?
Absolutely.
You
Well,
know,
listen, if you're interested in this program, go to webringyouhome.com. We Bring You Home. It's right on your screen right there.
yep.
And get your application made. We'll run the numbers for you. We'll look at your value. We'll get Tom to go out and give it a value of your current residence. And I'm going to tell you something. That program will save a lot of people a lot of headaches. In the meantime, it's Hometown Heroes Day. We got some
It
deals
is,
locked
baby.
in today, and we're going to be super busy. But Tom and I are all here for you. Whether you're another lender, whether you're another real estate agent, we are here to make sure that you have all the right information and all the tools to be able to be successful.